The truth about North Korea's strangest rules. The documentary begins by delving into the enigmatic world of North Korea, a nation shrouded in secrecy and rigid control. Its purpose is to uncover the obscure rules governing its society, offering a rare glimpse into the daily lives of its citizens and the regime's pervasive influence. North Korea's societal rules are unique and often bewildering to outsiders. From strict dress codes to mandated hairstyles, these regulations permeate every aspect of life. The documentary provides an overview of these rules, highlighting the extent of state control over individual behavior and freedoms. One of the most striking rules is the prohibition of smiling on July 8th. On this day, citizens are expected to express solemnity in honor of the country's late leader, Kim Il-sung. This rule exemplifies the regime's grip on personal expressions of emotion, even dictating when people can smile. The historical context of July 8th is deeply rooted in North Korea's reverence for its founding leader. Kim Il-sung passed away on this date in 1994, and it has since become a day of national mourning. The rule against smiling underscores the regime's demand for unwavering loyalty and respect. Visual representations of citizens on July 8th reveal a populace in collective mourning. Streets and public spaces are filled with somber faces, a stark contrast to the usual vibrancy of daily life. These images serve as a poignant reminder of the extent to which the regime controls its people's emotions. North Korea mandates the use of human excrement as fertilizer, reflecting its scarcity of agricultural resources. This practice is part of the country's self-reliance ideology, known as jusche. Despite its unconventional nature, it is a critical component of North Korea's agricultural strategy to boost crop yields. The agricultural practices in North Korea are labor-intensive and heavily regulated. Farmers are often required to meet strict production quotas under challenging conditions. These practices are designed to ensure food security, but often result in considerable strain on the population, contributing to widespread hardships. North Korean farms are characterized by meticulous organization and collective labor. Fields are cultivated by groups working under government supervision. This visual tour reveals the stark contrast between North Korea's agricultural methods and those of more modernized countries, highlighting the regime's control over food production. The government exercises strict control over citizens' hairstyles, limiting expressions of individuality. Approved hairstyles are displayed in salons, ensuring compliance with state standards. This regulation extends the regime's influence into personal appearance, reinforcing the uniformity and conformity expected of North Korean citizens. Approved hairstyles in North Korea are few, with both men and women having to choose from a limited selection. These styles often reflect traditional and conservative aesthetics, reinforcing societal norms. This showcase of sanctioned hairstyles underscores the regime's pervasive control over even the smallest aspects of daily life. North Korea's ban on foreign media and entertainment severely limits citizens' exposure to global culture. The government enforces strict censorship, allowing only state-approved content. This restriction isolates the population, fostering a controlled environment where propaganda thrives. The lack of diverse viewpoints ensures the regime's narrative remains unchallenged, reinforcing its authority. The media restrictions profoundly affect daily life, creating a bubble of controlled information. Citizens rely heavily on state broadcasts, which shape their worldview. This isolation breeds ignorance of global affairs and alternative ideologies. Consequently, the populace remains largely unaware of external influences, perpetuating the regime's grip on power. Compulsory military service for both men and women is a cornerstone of North Korean society. This service instills discipline and loyalty to the regime from a young age. Military parades and rigorous training sessions are common, showcasing the country's military might. This mandatory service reinforces the population's subservience to the state. North Korean citizens face severe travel restrictions within their own country. Movement is tightly controlled, requiring government approval for intercity travel. This limitation curtails freedom and maintains surveillance over the population. The regime's control over mobility ensures that dissent and unauthorized gatherings are minimized, preserving the state's authority. Curfew enforcement and nighttime restrictions create a climate of fear and compliance in North Korea. Citizens are required to remain indoors after dark, with severe penalties for violations. These measures discourage unauthorized activities and gatherings, ensuring the regime's control over public behavior. The curfew reinforces the state's omnipresent surveillance. North Korea's travel restrictions confine citizens to their local regions, with permits required for any movement. This isolation reinforces state control, limiting exposure to outside ideas. The regime's intent is clear: maintain a tight grip on the populace, preventing unauthorized travel and fostering a sense of helplessness and dependency. Mapping out these limitations reveals a network of checkpoints and surveillance, ensuring compliance. Citizens face severe penalties if caught traveling without permission. This system not only restricts physical movement, but also curtails the spread of information, reinforcing the regime's narrative and isolating North Koreans from one another. Curfews and nighttime restrictions are strictly enforced, with the streets of North Korean cities becoming eerily silent after dark. The government uses these measures to prevent unsanctioned gatherings and activities, further exerting control over the population. This nightly lockdown serves as a constant reminder of the omnipresent surveillance. The ban on religious practices is another profound aspect of North Korean life. The regime views religion as a threat to its authority, leading to the suppression of any form of worship. Citizens caught practicing religion face severe punishment, driving religious activities underground and fostering a climate of fear and suspicion. Interviews with defectors reveal the harsh reality of religious suppression. Many recount stories of secret gatherings and the constant fear of discovery. These personal accounts highlight the lengths to which individuals go to maintain their faith, despite the oppressive environment, shedding light on the resilience of the human spirit amidst tyranny. North Korea enforces a strict dress code, mandating that citizens wear conservative and uniform styles. This code reflects the regime's desire to maintain conformity and suppress individuality. Bright colors, Western fashion, and certain accessories are prohibited, as they are seen as symbols of capitalist influence and dissent against the state's ideology. The country's internet access is heavily regulated, limiting citizens to a state-controlled intranet called Kwangmyeong. This network restricts access to global information, ensuring that only government-approved content is available. The regime uses this control to maintain its narrative and prevent exposure to foreign ideas that could inspire dissent. Jobs in North Korea are assigned by the government, reflecting the state's control over personal and professional lives. Citizens have little say in their career paths, as roles are designated based on the regime's needs and priorities. This system reinforces dependency on the state and curtails individual ambition and freedom. Portraits of North Korean leaders are mandatory in every home, symbolizing loyalty and reverence to the regime. Families must ensure these portraits are well maintained and displayed prominently. This practice reinforces the cult of personality surrounding the leaders and acts as a constant reminder of the state's omnipresence. The policy of punishing 3 generations for crimes ensures strict adherence to laws and regulations. If an individual commits an offense, their entire family, including future generations, can face repercussions. This rule instills fear and discourages any form of dissent, ensuring the regime's control remains unchallenged. In North Korea, the government assigns jobs to citizens based on perceived abilities and the needs of the state. This system eliminates personal choice and career aspirations, ensuring every aspect of life is tightly controlled. Citizens typically have little say in their professional paths, reinforcing the regime's grip on their futures. Portraits of North Korea's leaders, past and present, are mandatory in every home. These images symbolize unwavering loyalty and devotion to the regime. Citizens must ensure these portraits are well maintained and prominently displayed, reflecting the pervasive presence of the state's ideology in private lives. A particularly harsh rule in North Korea is the punishment of 3 generations for crimes. If an individual commits an offense, their entire family, including grandparents and grandchildren, can face severe repercussions. This policy instills a deep fear of dissent, ensuring compliance through the threat of collective punishment. North Korea's education system is strictly state-controlled, with a curriculum designed to indoctrinate students with the regime's ideology. Lessons glorify the ruling family and promote loyalty to the state. Independent thought is discouraged, and historical facts are often manipulated to fit the government's narrative. The psychological impact of these rules on North Koreans is profound. Constant surveillance and the threat of severe punishment create an atmosphere of fear and obedience. This pervasive control affects all aspects of life, stifling individuality and reinforcing the regime's absolute authority over its citizens. North Korea's state-controlled education system is designed to indoctrinate students from a young age. The curriculum heavily focuses on the teachings of the Kim dynasty, emphasizing loyalty and reverence towards the leaders. Academic subjects are intertwined with political ideology, molding students into compliant citizens who revere the state above all. Classrooms are adorned with portraits of North Korean leaders, serving as constant reminders of the regime's omnipresence. Textbooks glorify the achievements of the ruling family, while distorting historical facts. Teachers, trained to uphold the regime's principles, play a crucial role in perpetuating this cycle of indoctrination. The psychological impact of North Korea's rigid educational system is profound. From an early age, students are conditioned to prioritize collective goals over individual aspirations. Critical thinking and creativity are stifled, replaced by a culture of obedience and conformity. This ensures the regime's control over future generations. Experts believe that the pervasive societal control in North Korea extends beyond education, infiltrating every aspect of daily life. The regime's systematic approach to indoctrination and surveillance creates an environment where dissent is nearly impossible. This comprehensive control mechanism is crucial for the regime's survival and the suppression of opposition. Interviews with North Korean defectors provide a rare glimpse into the realities of life under such an oppressive system. These individuals often describe a world where fear and loyalty are deeply intertwined. Their stories highlight the resilience of the human spirit, even in the face of extreme and pervasive control. Interviews with North Korean defectors offer a rare glimpse into life under one of the world's most secretive regimes. These first-hand accounts reveal the harsh realities and the resilience of those who have escaped. The testimonies bring an authentic voice to the narrative, deepening the documentary's emotional impact. Insight into the daily lives of North Koreans shows a society where every action is monitored. From morning routines dictated by the state to the constant presence of propaganda, these details paint a vivid picture of life under totalitarian rule, highlighting the pervasive influence of the government. Visual graphics emphasize key points, making complex information accessible and engaging. Infographics, maps, and charts break down statistics and rules, helping the audience grasp the extent of governmental control. These visuals complement the narrative, ensuring the content is both informative and visually appealing. Dynamic narration maintains audience engagement throughout the documentary. The narrator's tone, pacing, and inflection guide viewers through the story, making it compelling and relatable. This storytelling approach ensures that the documentary remains captivating, providing a coherent thread that ties all elements together. The conclusion reflects on the importance of awareness, urging viewers to consider the plight of North Koreans. By shining a light on these societal rules and their impacts, the documentary fosters a deeper understanding and empathy. It reminds us of the value of freedom and the need for global attention to human rights issues.